Okay, so this video is actually continue the part one about the summary of force in the integrated science topic 11, and the last part is actually about action and reaction pairs. So, for example, in this case, if you got a rifle gun and you shoot it, you somehow experience a recoiling force acting on you, making you feel backwards. And in that case, the action force is like the force acting on the bullet by the gun, so making the bullet will be moving to the left hand side. And similarly, there's a reaction force that is like a force acting on the gun by the bullet, making the gun move backwards. In a similar case will be like for rockets, okay, so the action force will be the force acting on the air by the rocket, the force acting on the air by the rocket, and then the reaction force will be the force acting on the rocket by the air, and hence we base on the reaction force to make the rocket moving upwards. And the next case is about just walking. So while walking is also an action and reaction pairs. So with the action force is like while we have a force acting on the ground by our feet, and at the same time there is a reaction force acting on the feet by the ground. So we are also relying on the reaction force to make us move forward. While we are applying a force backward, we are using the force making us forward. And next, I got another example. It's just like when you hit the computer, for example. Okay, somehow the computer will probably got hurt, but at the same time my hand will got hurt because this action force will be force acting on the computer by my hand. But at the same time, there is a force acting on my hand by the computer. That's why I feel hurt. And this is also demonstrating action and reaction pairs. So here I got some features for action and reaction pairs that you may need to recognize. With the number one is that they are acting on different objects. For example, when I hit the computer also hit me. Okay, so acting on different objects, and they're in opposite directions. And last but not least is that the size of the force will be the same. So for example, if I use 100 Newton force to hit the computer, and at the same time the computer will also hit my hand back in 100 Newton. So probably I will also got severe hurts if that's the case. And normally you'll be asked like to distinguish whether these two cases are action and reaction pair. So for example, we have a cat sleeping on a pad here. So while we have a supporting force, or what we call the normal force, acting on the cat, and also there's a weight acting on the cat, okay, in downward direction. But this is not an action and reaction pair, because these two forces are actually acting on the cat. And second, these two forces are actually different kind of force. So one is about the normal force, and another one is about the weight. So do you still recall that action and reaction pair have to be in different objects, and they're actually different, they're actually same kind of force. So how do we make this case having the action and reaction pair? Is like while the weight of the cat actually it also occur as pairs of force, with the force of gravity from the earth on the cat making the cat is actually moving downwards, but at the same time there's a force of gravity acting on the earth by the cat. So somehow you can say that the cat is also attracted by the cat. And then even for the supporting force on the cat is actually a force acting on the cat by the pad. And at the same time, there's also a force acting on the pad by the cat. Okay, somehow we can also use this as a demonstration for what is mean by action and reaction pairs. So to recall the key points here, these 3 points is like the features of the force. They act on different objects, they are acting in opposite direction, and also the size of the force are identical. So thank you very much for watching this video. So I hope that this video will help you do revision for your science test or quiz or whatever. So thank you. So please help subscribe my channel.